Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode 2 of my Out of the Park Baseball 23 playthrough with the Oakland Athletics. And before we get into this episode, guys, I just want to say thank you. The first video in this series has been, for me, absolutely bonkers. It has gotten over 1,100 views in the first 48 hours. Not even the first 48 hours, first 45 hours, over 1,100 views. I've added about 30 new subs to my channel in the last day and a half, so thank you to those of you who clicked that subscribe button. Thank you to those of you who clicked the like button. Thank you to those of you who just clicked on the video to listen to my nasally voice talk about a baseball simulation. With this being episode 2, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Click the like button, click subscribe, and leave a comment, as again, those first 3 videos are key to the YouTube gods picking this video up and getting it out there to other people. So if you could do that again here for video 2, that would make me incredibly happy. Thank you. Let's get to it. So I think what we're going to do is I think I'm going to go day by day in April. We will sim ahead day by day in April. May, I will sim offline. And then I will come back and I will do June day by day, and we will leave us at July 1st, and then the next episode, which I think will probably be Monday. I think I want to try to do a Monday, Friday schedule here for this series. And then Monday we will do July, which will be international signings, trade deadline, draft, et cetera, et cetera. And then the next episode, because I fully anticipate us being out of the postseason race by June 1st. That last episode, that following episode, so the one a week from today, will probably be August and September, as well as the entire offseason. That's the plan, but we'll see how it goes. So we won on opening day. Just as a reminder or refresher, we won 7-2. We had 3 2-run home runs in the game, 2 by new acquisitions. Kristen Pache with a 2-run homer, Kevin Smith with a 2-run homer, and Seth Brown with a 2-run homer. Pache and Smith each had 3 hits. We got 6 strong innings from Frankie Montas, who likely won't be with the team come July 1st. And so we win game 1 7-2. So let's take a look quickly at the waiver wire. See if there's anybody there. Mauricio Dubon, 27-year-old outfielder. Our scout. I want to look at. Let's go really quickly. I want to look at our scouting. Front office, personnel. Our scout highly favors tools. Okay, that's what I like. Highly favors tools, and he's a good scout. So cool. Before, you know what? We're gonna bounce around here a little bit. I want to come into, where do I want to go? I want to go player list. And I want to make sure that we get accurate scouts or accurate scouting on our entire major league roster. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go here and request scouting report. And then I want to go to minor leagues, and I want to look at all of our 2.5 star, not Barreri's 26 years old. All of our 25 and under 2.5 star minor leaguers and get accurate scouting on them as well. And he will eventually scout everyone, but I want to kind of get these guys scouted quickly. And you can see here, it now tells you how long it's going to take, which is kind of neat. I don't believe it did that. So anyway, now we can go look at the waiver wire. And we saw Mauricio Dubon, and this is everybody. So we got Mauricio Dubon and Nick Gordon. Nick Gordon might not be a bad option. Who's our current backup middle infielder? It's Jed Lowry. Oh, it's Chad Pinder, I guess. And he's fine on the infield. Although, we could trade Pinder us a 25-year-old Lewis Thorpe. No. That's a little tempting to snag one of these guys. Solid option in center. Nick Gordon's only 26. I like the work ethic and the high leader. And I mean, he's never going to be elite, but really good backup infielder with a bunch of speed. We're going to claim Nick Gordon and see if we can pick him up. Free agents real quick. We've already looked at this, but I want to look again. Michael Conforto. Yeah, I don't want to spend money on any of these players, so I think we will pass on free agents. And now we're going to start simming day by day here. Game 2 in Philadelphia is a 10-0 loss. So Betancourt and Thames, got to send them to AAA. That's more like what I expected. We get 2 hits from Kemp, 2 hits from Pache. Irvin gets smoked. Nola goes 6 shutout innings for them. Game 3. A 3-2 win. And we pick up Nick Gordon. Let's go. So we get a win and we get a Nick Gordon. Oh, so we were down 2-0. We scored 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 10th. Murphy had a couple of hits. Nick Allen it's Austin Allen with a 2-run home run in the 8th. Kristen Pache walks 3 times. JT Ginn, it goes 4 2/3. Our bullpen was fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/3 shutout ball from our bullpen. I will take it. All right, so now what do we do with Nick Gordon? Now that we have him, what do we do with him? We're like that guy who catches a snake and now doesn't know what to do with it. I think for now we send McKinney down. He's fine. He's on waivers. I don't care. Designate, and we'll bring Gordon up. And then Gordon will become our backup middle infielder. Back up there, back up there. Piscotty will be our backup left fielder. And then against lefties, same deal. Gordon will back up at second and short. And we will run with that. Cool. All right. So there's an upgrade, minor as it is. On the road against Tampa. And we're 3-1 out of the chute. Who would have thunk it? 4-run 5th. We give up 3 in the 7th, but hold on for the victory. 2 hits for Piscotty. RBIs from Kemp, Lowry, Murphy, and Pache. Dalton Jeffries goes 6. All right. 3-1. Draft pool. Draft pool announcement is today, so let's take a look at that real quick. Let's just look at the default. That's all batters. All right, so it doesn't look like we got a lot of high-end talent. Now, again, my scout is only a good on the amateurs, so some of this could be wrong. But Cam Collier looks like a really nice power bat. Jackson Ferris looks pretty good. And then you got Elijah Green, Tamar Johnson, Drew Jones. So you've got, the players that are familiar from previous iterations of Out of the Park baseball. Where are we drafting? Where is Oakland? Holy crap, we're 19th? What was our record last year? 86-7. Really? Okay. Malcolm Moore. They think we're going to take. So they think Brandon Barea is going to go. I mean, he wants $13 million, so sure. I'll tell you. This is Collier's going to go 18th. If he falls to us at 19, I am swooping in and grabbing him That power is too much to pass up. It says Kumar Rocker is going to go in the second round. Oof. That's not good. At $11 million, you can have him. All right, so we don't have to do a ton of scouting. It looks like we're high or very high on pretty much everybody. So we'll just let our scout do his thing, and we will move forward. We lose 3-1. Yeah, offense is going to be a problem. We're just not talented offensively. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Kaprelian is back from his injury. Can we just send McKinney to AAA? Oh, he hasn't cleared waivers yet. Injury list. Yeah. So who do we want to send down? Paul Blackburn. You can go away. Clear waivers. That is totally okay. So we can now bring him back up, and we can put him in the rotation for who? I think it's going to be, I don't know, Ginn with a 43 stamina really is borderline. I think we're going to do that. My guess is he plays a whole lot better as a reliever. Look at that. All right, so we will make him our stopper. We're going to go to JT when things get hairy. Extreme ground ball, which in Oakland isn't a huge deal since, it's a place where baseballs go to die anyway. But, all right, so we're 3-2. 6-3 loss. Frankie Montas pitched well. The bullpen gave it up, though. Seth Brown hits his second home run of the season. Trevino gives up 2. Kolarek gives up a run. 5 walks from Montas, but that's okay. So we're 3-3. Final game of the series in Tampa before... Nope, we're still on the road. Even after that, we still don't have a home game. All right, so we win 4-1. So we are 4-3 on the year now. Kaprelian pitched... Looks like he pitched really well, actually. Christian Pache. We had 3 hits from Smith. It's 2 doubles and a home run. Kaprelian goes 5 2/3. Gives up an unearned run. Nice. So 4-3. In Toronto now. I didn't think we'd win 4 games the entire month of April. Get blown out there. Seth Brown hits another home run. Irvin gets absolutely trucked for the second time this year. Second game in Toronto is a 4-3 loss. Jeffries is down for a week. I don't want to DL him because it's only a week, so we'll just move forward. We lose this one 4-3. Austin Allen with a 2-run single. Pache with a home run that averaged down to 222, which is kind of what I expected, right? I mean, we didn't expect that he was going to provide a ton of offense. It was going to be his bat or his glove that really did it for us. Supak gets the loss. Okay. I mean, I don't mind if we keep losing games. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of year number 1, right? We will pause at the end of April. We'll take a look at the stats and see if there's any lineup changes we want to make. We only pick up 3 hits in this one. Aller gets hit hard. As now this is going more like I anticipated, as we have now lost 5 of 6. Our first home game of the season against the Orioles is an 8-4 loss. Can these guys go here? They can. We're down 3-2 after 1. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Murphy. Montas doesn't pitch particularly well. Yeah, this first year is going to be relatively quick, I think. I don't want to scream through it because I do kind of want to build up that, attachment, I guess, to the players that we do have on the team. And if you scream through the season, that doesn't happen. Well, we pick up 15 hits in this one. 6-1 win, so we're 5-7. Everybody has at least one hit. Kemp had 2, Andrews had 3, Seth Brown had 3. Home runs from Voit and Lowry. Caprellian has another nice start, picks up the win. All right. Game 3 against the Orioles. Back-to-back wins, and we are one game under 500 with a 3-0 victory. Andrews, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Lowry and Kemp, each with a couple of hits. Pinder had a couple of hits. And Irvin goes 7 2/3 innings. So he got absolutely lit up in his first 2 starts. This was a nice one, though. And I don't think I'm going to look at every single box score. I think going forward, as we win 3 in a row, back-to-back shutouts. I think what I'll do is, as we get into this a little bit, I'll start looking at the games that we win. So we're not looking at every single box score because that seems a little tedious in the long term. So we're 7-7. We are 500. A walk-off home run for Jed Lowry in the 9th inning. Only 8 hits. How long did this game take? 2 hours and 38 minutes. We get 7 shutout from Jeffries. Kolarek picks up the win. As we host the Rangers now at home, looking for our 4th straight win, and we get it. We are over 500. We've given up 1 earned run in our last 3 games. Andrews, 3 hits. Allen, is that a home run for Austin Allen? It is not. It's a double. Pinder had a couple of hits. Got some bad batting averages on this team, man, but that's okay. Aller with a good game. 1 run, 9 strikeouts. So we look for 5 straight. And we lose that one 6-2. Montas doesn't pitch well again. We may want to move him sooner rather than later. I'd hate to see the ratings drop even more and him not have any value. That'll probably be a June thing. I don't think I'm going to make any trades in April or May. I think once we hit June, though, it's sort of, all bets are off at that point. Allen, a couple of hits and an RBI. Pinder, a couple of hits and an RBI. Pache's average is down to $1.56. Caprellian doesn't make it out of 2. He's at 5 runs, 5 hits. Trey Supak is pitching well for us. 10 1/3 innings, 1 earned run. All right, we get a day off followed by 2 in San Francisco, and then we're at home for against Cleveland for 2, and then we'll pause, we'll look at the stats, and then I will sim May, a 4-2 extra inning victory. 3 hits, 3 runs knocked in for Murphy. Man, I want to keep him. But with Langley coming up, I guess I could run with Murphy and Langley and just have a really, really good catching situation. But I feel like Murphy's going to have so much value if he continues to hit. We'll see. We will see how it goes. Irvin pitches, has another nice game. Ginn picks up the win. Yeah, he's settled into that role pretty nicely. I don't think he's pitched a ton, but yeah. 9 innings, 6 hits. He's pitched pretty well as a reliever so far. 3 runs. He struck out 8. Game 2 against the Giants. And we split that series. So we're 9-10. Pache has a couple of hits. Jeffries gets the loss, but pitches well. Pitched well, just didn't pitch as well as DeSclafani did. So another day off followed by 2 at home against the Indians. Game 1. It's a 9-0 loss. One of our worst losses of the year. Frankie Montas again, man. 1-3 with a 6.83 ERA. All right, so we're not going to finish with a 500 record in April. We could finish 10-11, which would be respectable. Let's see how it goes. We do. We finished the month 10-11. Who would have thought that? An 8-run first inning for your Oakland Athletics. Let's go. A grand slam by Pache. It sure is. A grand slam by Christian Pache in the bottom of the first inning. Nick Allen had a couple hits, couple RBIs. Caprellian battled through the first, gave up 3 runs in the first, and then nothing after that. He picks up his second win of the season. So it's May 1st, and we are 10-11. Pinder's day-to-day for 4 weeks, so we should probably DL him. And who do we call up? Oh, we did the scouting, the advanced scouting, and yeah, Langley he's not as good as he was initially. I think we call it Barrera. Active roster is... right, because I am at May 1st, so I have to send down a couple of players. That is right. We will send down Feigl. And we will send down... Our bullpen's actually been pretty damn good. Buck has only pitched 3 2/3 innings. Who else do I want to send down? I think we can go with 13 pitchers. We'll send down Acevedo just because he hasn't been getting much work. I can't send down Acevedo. Who can I send down? Adrian Martinez has been decent. I don't want to send him down necessarily. Kolarek, I doubt I'll be able to send him down, but we'll see. Oh, I can. Okay. So we will bring up Barrera. Get him in the lineup. He's a lefty, so we'll bat him in right field, batting 8th against... he's a lefty, so we'll bat him against righties. And then lefty, and then against... Can any of these guys hit lefties? Brown can actually hit lefties okay, so we will stick him out there. We'll just move him down the lineup a bit, though. All right, so let's take a look at our team stats. So Christian Pache leads us in WAR. That's primarily from the glove. He does, however, lead us in both home runs and RBIs and walks. So he has put up a 999 OPS plus, 714 OPS. He hasn't been, the average is low, but he's provided a little bit of pop, and he's getting on base. Kevin Smith leads us in doubles and hits. 462 slugging, 106 OPS plus. Sean Murphy's been really good. Andrews, again, that's from his defense. Seth Brown, 3 home runs on the year, 476 slugging. And a lot of players not doing so well, but some of these guys won't be with us next year. Piscotty won't be around. Lowry won't be around. Kemp likely won't be around. Although I expected Tony Kemp to hit better than this. He'll have some trade value, though, would be my guess. If we look at pitching... Dalton Jeffries leads us in WAR. 4 starts, 1-1 with a 1.89 ERA. That FIP is a little high, or higher, I should say, at 3.49. But I'll take it. Absolutely, I'll take it. Trevino has got 0.3 WAR in only 4 1/3 innings. Adam Oler, 4.20 ERA, but a 3.84 FIP. Gabrielian is right kind of on line with where he's supposed to be. Irvin has been up and down, but the last couple of starts have been better. Montas has been pretty bad. Although the BABIP is pretty okay, but the FIP is lower than the ERA, which means we're probably not playing good defense. We'll look at that here, and then let's see. That's pitchers. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Look at Pache already, 4.5. Yeah, so we've got some really bad. We got some bad defensive players. Austin Allen is terrible at first base. Lowry's no good in the field anymore. Brown's no good. Really, up the middle, we're actually pretty damn good with Murphy, Andrews, Smith, Allen, and Pache. It's the rest of it's the corners that are no good. So I just want to see something here real quick. I don't suspect I'm going to pull the trigger right now, but I want to take a look at these. I want to look at single player. Actually, let's look at prospect packages first. Let's see if anybody will give us a prospect package for Frankie Montas. And I'm finding that trading is really, really hard right now. So Seattle will give us Taylor Trammell from Montas and Laureano. That seems kind of backwards. Okay. This is some bad stuff. I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up a Taylor Trammell, but I'm not giving you Laureano as well. Look at this, guys. This is, like, really ugly. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Taylor Trammell. Or is it Trammell? I think it's Trammell. Maybe we scout him. Just want to see something. So if I took Laureano off this deal. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So I could get Taylor Trammell for Frankie Montas right off the bat. What if we do multiplayer package, not necessarily prospects? So we can get a Rougned Odor and a Trey Mancini from Baltimore. We can get a Rhys Hoskins, Gene Segura, and Kyle Gibson from Philadelphia. He just signed a big contract. I mean, that would be a bat that we were missing. We can get Jose Abreu, Dallas Keuchel, and Leury Garcia from the White Sox. Taylor, Keller, and Benintendi from the Royals. Scope and Barnhart from Detroit. Flexen, Gonzalez, and Torrens from Seattle. A lot of teams that want to dump salary on us, which I'm not interested in. Happ and Miley, Alford and Peters, Zunino, Lauer and Otero, Miguel Sano if we wanted some pop. All right, well, there are some options then, and let's look at single players. Let's just look at single players, prospect and regulars, and then we'll look at single player prospects. This is kind of the old, what we're used to looking at here. Did I shut baseball cards off? I did. Okay. Make sure I do that. Nobody needs to watch that. So a lot of one-for-one offers. I like the idea of Taylor Trammell, though, or Trammell. Ryan McMahon. Let's get scouting on him. That's a large contract, 6 years, $70 million, but it could be worth it if that bat is legit. Really? Let's get a scouting report on Torres. Wasn't particularly good last year, but high leader, high work ethic, good defensive second baseman, and if that bat is what it says it is, that could be a pretty good deal for us. Wouldn't save us really any money, but it gets us a 25-year-old who can swing the bat. Yeah, there are some options. There are definitely some options. Victor Robles and Carter Kieboom. Robles can't really hit, though. Let's just one more time. Let's just look at prospects. Bunch of 1- and 2-star guys up front. Okay. So we know there are a couple of options for Frankie Montas, and I don't think I'm going to make a deal, like I said, until June. And then I'll make that deal with you guys here by my side. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to sim through May, and when I come back, it will be June 1st. Be right back. All right, guys, we are back. It is June 1st, and the A's are 21-31, 9 games out of first place and in last place in the AL West. We got off to a really bad start in the month of May. You can see we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of our first 11 games in May. Bounced back a little bit the second half of the month, including winning 3 out of 4 versus the Angels. But overall, it was not a good month. Worst offense in the American League, which we anticipated. We anticipated that coming in, that offense was going to be a problem this year. Our pitching has been surprisingly good. We are 6th in starter ERA. Our bullpen's been fantastic. Second highest bullpen ERA. We're without A.J. Puck for a little while. Our closer is out for a couple of weeks, or I guess a week now, with an AC joint irritation. He's pitched pretty well. Yeah, so let's, I guess, quickly again take a look at the stats. I'm not gonna go super deep, you guys. We just literally just looked at this, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players who are either 0 WAR or negative offensively. Pache, Murphy, Laureano, who is back from injury, Andrews, and Piscotti are our only positive WAR batters. Pitching wise, again, been a bit of a different story. Well, we're looking at fielding stats here. That doesn't help. Pitching stats. Dalton Jeffries has been very, very good. 3.42 earned run average, 1.1 more. Adam Mahler's been okay. Montas still not having a great season. I think we may look to move him here in June. We also had, somebody asked for a trade. I don't remember who it was. Because I don't particularly care. Like, you know, they can complain all they want, and I'll move players. Oh, Stephen Voigt. I'll move players when I feel like moving players. Development-wise, let's see. Anything major here? Langley got a little worse with his bat. His power in his eye, anyway. His contact, his current potential contact got a little better. Jordan Diaz got a little better. Joey Estes, wow, he took a nice jump there. He's now a legit pitching prospect. 4 decent pitches. Below average at everything else, but he is still just 20 years old. So, Tyler Soderstrom getting better at first. The bat's coming along. Again, though, I don't know if that bat plays at first base. I don't know if it's enough for first base. It's better than what we have, but that's not saying a whole hell of a lot. Payson, yeah, I don't know that he's ever going to turn into anything. All right, so there's just not much in our minor leagues. So it is June 1st. Are there any like trades we want to try to make right this second? So Chad Pinder's contract is up. What can we get for a Chad? He's only 2 stars. I can't imagine we're going to get anything for Chad Pinder, but we will take a look. No team offers a single player. What if we retained his entire salary? What about a single player prospect or regular? Can we get anything for Pinder this way? I want to know why his nickname is Swipe Right. All right, so we get some names here. We get Brad Keller. Interesting pitching prospect, or not really a prospect. He's 26. Interesting pitcher for Kansas City. I could pick up Trey Mancini. Adrian Hauser from the Brewers. He's a free agent too, though. Trading a free agent just to get a free agent doesn't do a whole lot for me. Who else do we have that we can try to add to this? What if we put a Tony Kemp in there? All right, now you're starting to get some names. Nothing super interesting, but at least there are some names. Jaimer Candelario, he's only hitting $189. I'll pass. Cam Gallagher, decent defensive catcher, can't really hit. Brubaker and Newman. I don't really need a middle infielder. What I need is a prospect. That's what I really want. So let's see if we can get prospects this way. Not really. So I think what we're going to do right off the bat here is we're going to talk to Seattle and see what we can do about picking up Taylor Trammell. And if we can go with Trammell in left, Pache in center, and Laureano in right, that's as good a defensive outfield as you're going to find in the major league. So we're going to see if we can do that. If we go to Seattle, we knew that they wanted Frankie Montas. Yeah, I mean, we can get Trammell for almost nothing. I mean, that's crazy. It's fine, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Who do I want to give up? I mean, I'm fine giving up Zheng Zhang Ao Zhuang. Why is it a stinker of a deal? I don't understand. He's elite defensive. I mean, what if I gave up that reliever instead, Acevedo? He's been pretty good. He's not... Yeah, we're going to make this deal. Taylor Trammell for Domingo Acevedo. Complete the deal. Pull the trigger. And that gets us a very, very good defensive outfielder, Piscotty. He's been injured for a couple of days. We're just going to put him on the 60-day. I don't really care. Get Trammell out there. He will become our everyday left fielder. So we now have Trammell in left, Pache in center, and Laureano in right. That does pull Seth Brown out of the lineup. I mean, he's only hitting $180, so maybe we put Brown at first for Austin Allen. Because Allen's been pretty bad too. I think we do that. And then against lefties, his ratings are not really any worse against lefties. I think we're going to go with... Yeah, we're going to go Trammell. We're just going to run with it. We are going to run with it. All right. I'm going to do that. So that works. So that is the first deal we have made. We have probably the best defensive outfield in baseball now with Laureano in right field with just a cannon for an arm, 86 rating, with Pache in center, probably the best defensive center fielder in baseball, and Taylor Trammell in left, 84. I mean, just absolutely outstanding. And then on the infield, we have Nick Allen at second base, who is elite defensively. We've got Elvis Andrus, who can't really hit anymore, but still very, very good defensively at short. Jed Lowry at third, along with Kevin Smith, who's actually a pretty good third baseman defensively. Can't really hit, but pretty good defensively. So we are very, very good defensively. We just don't have a lot going on the offensive side. So let's sim ahead a couple of days. I don't know that I want to pull any major triggers now, but maybe a Kemp. Maybe we try to package Kemp and Montas and see what we get. So first game here against Houston. It's a 6-5 win. Piscotty's out for 6 weeks. I already put him on the DL. It's fine. Trammell goes 0 for 4 in his A's debut. Kemp with a couple of hits. Pinder with a couple of hits. Irvin pitches well. And we get the win. Got the Red Sox coming up. Cole Irvin's out for 6 weeks now. How long is Trevino out for? He's 2 days. All right. So we have to call up a pitcher. He's been bad. And it doesn't matter. We'll call up Feigl because he was on the team earlier in the year. Oh, I had to send Nick Gordon down just because I ran out of space on the roster. We only have 12 pitchers. What? Oh, we're short a player. Okay. Call up Kolarek. We'll just stick Feigl in there. It really doesn't matter. Game 1 against the Red Sox. At home. It's a 5-3 victory. Trammell's still looking for his first hit as a member of the A's, but that's okay. We're 2-0 with him in the lineup. Oler gets the win. Back-to-back victories. Drop a 1-0 decision there. Montas with one of his best starts of the season, and we can't get him any run support. Final game of the series at home against the Sox. 8-2 loss. We're not going to bother looking at that box score. On the road against the Braves for a couple. 8-7 loss. At least we got some offense in this one. 3 hits for Pinder, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Pache. Home runs from Pache, Allen, and Murphy. Again, blew it. Gave up 3 in the 9th, or in the 8th, I guess. Yeah, I gave up 3 in the bottom of the 8th. We were winning going in the bottom of the 8th. There's a win. 4-2, so we split the 2-game series in Atlanta. Taylor Trammell with his first home run as a member of the Oakland Athletics. Good for him. Allen with 2 hits, Kemp with 2 hits at the top of the order. Jeffries pitches another solid game. All right. So we're bad, but we're only 7 games out of first place, which is the crazy thing. Texas and Seattle, this is not how people would have expected the AL West to play out. Texas and Seattle battling for the top spot out west. Again, worst offense in the American League. Pitching staff has been manageable. 6-4 loss. 8-2 win. That's nice. Trammell, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 home runs. Laureano homers. There we go. Laureano's averaged down to 2. We may have to do something about our hitting coach. Let's take a look at that real quick. Who is our hitting coach? Tommy Everidge. Yeah, well, there you go. We need a new hitting coach. Let's go ahead and fire Mr. Tommy Everidge. So ideally, we don't find somebody who's personable because nobody on our staff likes personable play. I don't know. Our bench coaches are pretty bad too. We're just going to go ahead. I know I said last episode that I wasn't going to do this, but I think it makes sense. So far, really only our pitching coach has done a decent job. So we want personable play, people who are personable, I guess is what we're looking for here. So hitting coach. What are we looking for? DeMonte is personable. He gets along with every one of our batters. It's a good relationship with Pache and excellent with everybody else. DeMonte's probably not a bad choice. Power focus, no. I kind of want someone who focuses on patience, but DeMonte's not a bad option. I think we're just going to go DeMonte because yeah, we're going to go Joey DeMonte, who is somebody that is available in pretty much every out of the park playthrough. So, all right, we need someone who is. Why are there no base coaches? I don't understand what's going on here. All right, well, let's do it this way. See if we can find somebody who is, we need to add, what do we need to add? We need to add personality, positive and negative. That's what we wanted to add. So we want to see base coaches who are, we want to see coaches in general who are personable. There we go. All right, so let's find ourselves a couple of decent coaches. Glenn Barker, he doesn't get along with, I always found that weird. He's personable, but he doesn't get along with other personable players. Josh Bell want to be a base coach? He would. Okay, cool. And now we need to find another base coach. He doesn't get along with personable players, people as well. Yo Gomez, not a bad option. Tom Goodwin. There we go. So I think that is everything, right? Bell, first base, Goodwin, third base, and yeah. All right. So let's jump back in. Game 3 in Cleveland against the Indians is a 10-2 loss. That's no good. All right, so they like all of our offers. Final game in Cleveland as we look for the split. We get it, 4-3 victory, and Puck is back, so that's nice to see. Who goes down? Kolarek. Bring Puck back up, get him back in there as the closer. Get him in there as long relief. What did we want to do? Did anybody sign their contracts? Joey DeMonte signed his contract. Okay. So that's good. Kaprelian pitches well. Smith has a couple of hits. Seth Brown with a 2-run home run off Shane. We beat Shane Bieber. Because of course we did. Get through this series with the Red Sox and then see what a Kemp and Montas package would look like. 9-4. So we signed Goodwin and we signed Bell. That's perfect. So let's go to front office and staff roles. Bell. That works. That works. So really only our assistant GM and our scout doesn't get along with personable players, but I don't think that affects anything. I think those are the ones that don't affect the staff morale. So we win 9-4. The Red Sox are worse than us. Wow. Laureano with 4 RBIs. That's a grand slam off Matt Barnes. Smith with a home run. Trammell with 3 hits. It's working out so far. You know, it's really small sample size, of course, but 263, 300, 553, and defensively he has already been worth one. He's already at 1.8 zone rating, so yeah, it's working out. Game 2 in Boston, and another win, 11-3. Offense is cruising here in Fenway. Laureano picks up his 10th home run of the season. He's only hitting 206, but Murphy with a couple hits, couple RBIs. Brown and Pinder each with 3 hits. Murphy homers twice. Aller gets the win. We hammer Nick Pivetta. Oof, we get absolutely blown out. Who pitched? Montas. Of course he did. Well, Trammell hits another home run, so he's making us look pretty smart here. All right, let's take a look at what a Kemp and Montas package could bring back from a prospect perspective. I feel like, okay, well, that's no good. I was expecting more than that. Let's do multiplayer package, and then we'll do single player. It's a lot of the same names that we saw before. Mancini and Odor, Pineda, Scope, and Barnhart. And this one's interesting. Ahmed, Kelly, and Weaver. Weaver's having an okay season. I like the defense from Nick Ahmed. I mean, he would be our starting shortstop for the next couple of years. It's not a bad... Oh. Yoan Moncada and Jose Abreu. Let's get a scouting report. That's going to take a week. All right. 13, that's a lot of money, though. 13, 17, 24, 25. That's a lot for a team like us. Cal Quantrill and Ahmed Rosario. Jack Flaherty. Now we're talking a little bit. Hasn't been particularly good this year, but, I mean, that's a solid return. Kiermaier and Kluber, Ross, Corbin and Bell, Segura, Gibson and Didi Gregorius, Anderson and Duffy, Longoria. Pittsburgh would send us Allen, Brubaker, Crow, and Vogelbach. Daniel Vogelbach feels like an Oakland A. Ooh. Tyler Mahle. And Mike Moustakas. That contract for Moustakas is awful. Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, and Jurickson Profar. So it looks like teams that want to dump contracts, which, I mean, if we can get an elite player and pick up a bad contract, I can probably swing that. Adolis Garcia, Brad Miller, Jonah Heim, Cole Calhoun. Okay, so there's some options there. What if we do single player prospects? I'm not gonna pull the trigger this episode. I'm gonna ask you guys what you think. Is it worth, like, I wouldn't mind picking up a Tyler Mahle. That seems like a pretty solid return to me. So there are 3 deals here that I'm looking at that I'm intrigued in. The first is Arizona, where we get Ahmed, Kelly, and Weaver. Neither Kelly nor Weaver are particularly good. Weaver's still young enough, I guess, that there could be something there. Kelly, we can just non-tender in the offseason, but having Ahmed and Nick Allen as our middle infield would just continue to improve that defense. We could go after 26-year-old Jack Flaherty, or we could go after, well, I guess 4 options. We could go after Yoan Moncada if we were willing to take on the contract, or we could pick up Tyler Mahle along with Mike Moustakas' contract. So those are the 4 options. I want to know what you guys think, and we'll probably make one of those deals we will make those deals next episode. So is there anybody else that I want to look at really quickly? I feel like the smart move is to keep Murphy, just based on how Langelier is developing. Is there anybody else that I want to take a look at? I mean, we can try to move Seth Brown. Now that we have Trammell, we don't really need him. Let's see what sorts of offers we get for prospects and regulars. There's some names, nothing particularly great. You can pick up a JT Brubaker if we wanted another pitcher, but he's been terrible. Get Jonathan Scope from Detroit, Kyle Funkhauser, which is just an absolutely phenomenal name. You can pick up Dubon, who was DFA'd earlier this season, but we really don't have a spot for him. I want to see if, because they were offering earlier. I don't see him. Carter Kieboom. They were offering him up earlier. All right, nothing there. Let's sim ahead another couple days. I don't want this episode to run too long. I think an hour is probably good. We lose 5, 4, and 12. 2-0 victory, so 4-2 this week. Christian Pache with a 2-run home run, his 7th of the season. Kaprelian picks up the win, and that's Kaprelian into Ginn, into Puck for the save. That couldn't have worked out any better. We look to take the series at home against the Royals. We don't. We lose 5-4. Taking on Seattle now. 10-6 loss. We've lost 5 out of 6 now. We look to avoid the sweep against the Mariners. And we do with a 4-3 victory. Each team scores 3 in the first. We score a run in the third, and that is it. So Murphy with a 3-run home run. Trammell's up to 286. Pache's up to 230. If he can hit 250, I would be thrilled. Feigl gets the win. JT Ginn continues that stopper role, and he's pitching pretty well, 57 strikeouts. 3 games at Kansas City now. A 3-1 loss. That's a tough 8-day stretch for us here. There's a 7-5 win. We score early and we score late. 3 in the first, 2 in the 8th. Pache looks like he had another home run. He did. 2 hits for Allen. Brown with a 2-run home run, it looks like. Jeffries goes 5. Puck strikes out the side in the 9th to pick up his 10th save. Another game at Kansas City. We look to take the series. We don't. All right, so we got 4 games left this episode. 3 in New York. First one's an 8-0 loss. Second one is an 8-1 loss. And the third game is a 6-3 win. So, yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4-9 in our last 13 games. That ain't going to get it done. Laureano goes 4 for 5 in this one. Allen has 3 hits. Voit has 2 hits. Pinder has 3 hits. Kaprelian pitches well again. And then we go Ginn and Puck over the last 2 1/3. All right, so here is the final game of the episode. On the road in Seattle is a 4-3 victory. We win this one, so we end up winning our last 2 games of the episode. Trammell 2 for 4, up to 291. He hit a home run? No, I said 2 hits and an RBI. All right. Jeffries goes 6. Then we go into Martinez, Ginn, and Puck. All right, so we are 33 and 45 through the end of June. We're in last place. We have one of the worst records in the American League. Only the Sox and the Tigers are worse than us. But I feel pretty good about where we are. Some of our young players are developing nicely. We have some trade chips. So we have some players that we are probably going to end up moving that are they're performing okay, but they have value. Tony Kemp, Frankie Montas are likely both gone next episode. So let's start with our pitching stats here. Dalton Jeffries at 26 years old, 4-3 with a 3.53 earned run average, good for 1.64. Adam Oler putting up almost a WAR and a half. Pretty high BABIP. His FIP is about almost a run and a half lower than his ERA. AJ Puck's been terrific as our closer. Kaprelian's been manageable. Montas hasn't been particularly good. He's finally above negative WAR. So Montas will likely be gone. Really, I mean, Ginn, Puck, Jeffries, and anybody else is fair game, I think. So we will see what happens next episode. And then offensively, I think our outfield, I think, is set. I think if we can find some infield defense or infield offense, primarily at the corners, first base, third base, first base, third base, and shortstop are really the areas I think are of concern for us. Because as long as Murphy continues to field like that, and a $4.6 million ARB number is not terrible. Laureano, Pache, and Trammell, I mean, that is... Let's just make him a left fielder now. Let's just get that out of the way. Best defensive outfield in the major leagues, and whatever they give. I mean, Laureano should be hitting better than this. So hopefully the steroids weren't what led him to hit a little bit better, so we'll see what happens. But I'm really happy with our outfield. Allen at second is fine until we can find a replacement, because his bat is just atrocious. But defensively, he's more of a backup middle infielder. Like, I mean, ideally we have, a better hitter at second and short, and he's backing them up defensively. Pinder's been pretty good. He's hit pretty well. His contract is up, though, so we will likely try to move him. Kevin Smith, the average is really light. He hit a home run on opening day and has been really bad since then. He is playing an above average third base. Yeah, we're not very good offensively. I think we have the foundations in these top four here: Murphy, Laureano, Pache, and Trammell. But beyond that, it's just ugly. Financially, we have some fans coming out. Our fan interest is up to a 50. It was a 37 when the season started, so it's going in the right direction. We have some money for free agents. We have some money for extensions, but we're going to have a lot more when the season ends because we're not going to pick up the options on Piscotty or Andrews. So that's going to bump us from right away from 8.5 to 38.5. Montas will be gone, so that'll be another 6. Kemp will be gone, so that'll be another 4 points. That's another 10, so that puts us up to $48 million. Yeah, so we're going to have some money to play with next season if we look at the upcoming free agents just to see who's out there. Not a lot of great names. I mean, Brandon Nimmo is there, but we just established that we don't need another outfielder. Belt might not be a bad short term at first base. Breu might not be a bad choice at first base. Adam Frazier can still hit. He might not be a bad choice at second. Then we can move Allen over to short. I mean, he's hitting pretty well in Seattle right now. JD Martinez, if we're truly just looking for a bat, we can bring in JD Martinez as a designated hitter type. There are a couple of options. Nothing that's going to... we got Kike. I'm a huge Enrique Hernandez fan, so he might be an option for us. Pitchers. A lot of closers. Diaz, Presley, Rogers, and Chapman. You got Nathan Eovaldi, who could be an option. He's probably going to want about $20 million. It looks like he's been hurt for most of the year. Chris Bassett, we could bring him home to Oakland. So there are some options. There are going to be some options. So that's going to do it, guys, for episode number 2. Next episode, which I think will be Monday, will be July. So that'll be international free agency. It'll be the draft. It'll be the trade deadline. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about those trade offers that we had for Kemp and Montas, or if we should just continue to shop them. I'm contemplating which one I want. I think I have them sort of sorted in my head 1 through 4 or whatever it is. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think you would do. And I will talk to everybody Monday. Again, guys, thank you so much for the support on episode 1. Again, if you could drop this video a like, subscribe if you enjoy the content, leave a comment. Let's make the algorithm pick this up. All right, guys, thanks. I appreciate you watching. I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.